vinyl friends and vinyl community, it's Brian from Brian's Vinyl Records. It is Monday, which means it's time for another installment of Vinyl Editions. Before I get started, I regret to inform you that on Saturday, my dad finally passed away. He was dealing with kidney and liver failure, and unfortunately, he didn't get in time to really get the help he needed, and unfortunately, because of the virus and everything else, his MRIs that he was supposed to have in March were delayed, canceled really, and he didn't get back in until he started to show the signs of a disease. And because of that, I think I don't know if he would have really survived either way. He was diagnosed in February with some liver abnormalities. The MRI that he was supposed to have was supposed to look at those and see what was going on. I'm not sure if they would have saw anything at that time, if it would have been enough time to really save him. The prognosis was actually pretty good right away. They thought that the damage wasn't too severe, that things would be okay, but things just progressed really fast, and he was readmitted to the hospital because his kidneys started failing him, and unfortunately they never recovered. No matter what they did or how they did it, they never recovered. And then once kidneys completely failed and they tried to use dialysis, that was the beginning of the end. After the first round of dialysis, there was no indication that it was being effective, and he went completely downhill after that, and didn't really take much longer. He was home doing hospice care. My mom is a nurse. She was taking care of him along with hospice, and we were over there. My mom, my sister, and I were there on Saturday, trying to help as much as we can. He had slipped into a coma that morning, and I left that night at around 6 o'clock, and about 9:20 I received a call from my sister that he had finally moved on. So sad news there. Really, it's been hard, and it'll continue for the next week or so as we plan his funeral and things like that. But I wanted to give everyone an update because I know I've been mentioning that he was sick in my videos, and I know if you follow me on social media, you are aware of what was going on and all that stuff. So thank you to everyone who's reached out with prayers, with offers of condolences, with everything. It really does mean a lot when you're going through these things. So I appreciate it, and thank you. So not a whole lot to show you this week. I did do an Amazon warehouse buy. That's going to make up the bulk of this, and then I got a couple other things to show as well. Let's start with the Amazon warehouse buy. I picked up 4 albums from Amazon warehouse, and of all of them, 3 of them are in absolutely fantastic shape. One of them just has some cover damage, but is still in really good shape, and I was really happy with these. So the first one I'm going to show you is this is Tom Kiefer Band. So Tom Kiefer, the singer from Cinderella, which is one of my favorite hair metal bands, and this was his latest solo album. I think he released it in last year. It's called Rise, and this one comes on a really cool looking blue vinyl. For song-wise, I think this is a pretty good album. Unfortunately, I think the production on this is subpar. Sometimes his vocals get lost in the mix, and it's hard to understand what he's saying. They get lost, so I think it could have been better produced, but overall, I think the album is actually pretty good. So I'm happy to pick this one up from the warehouse. This one was still sealed, so that was pretty cool. This next one, this is the one that got was really the damaged one, and honestly not a big deal because the damage is all on the cover. This is Porcupine Tree, and this is Nil Recurring, and then just this cover got really beat up over here in the corner, but the album itself is in mint condition. It's really cool. It's on a nice clear vinyl. Everything else inside was great, so I wasn't too upset with the fact that the cover had a little damage on there. Not a big deal. Music is good. This is a mini album, so it's got, let's see, 4 songs on here. I guess you can call it an EP, but really good stuff. If you like Porcupine Tree, you know how good the production on those are. Alright, this one is cool. This one I was told to check out. This is Grace Potter, and this is her latest one called Daylight. She was part of a band called Grace Potter and the Nocturnals. Of course, the vinyl for those albums are extremely difficult to find, and they're extremely expensive when you do. But this is her latest solo release. She, I believe, has 2 solo albums out, and this is the latest. It's really good. Fantastic singer. Really recommend her. She sounds a lot. Her and Elle King have very similar voices. So if you like Elle King, you'll like the voice of her. So different styles of music, but both good. Rock music mostly. So Grace Potter, check it out if you haven't. Good stuff. And the last one from the Amazon warehouse is an Americana album from a gal I just decided to take a chance on. I've heard her name in the Americana circles, but haven't really ever listened to her. This is Nikki Lane, and this is Walk of Shame. And this one I got really cheap. This one, again, just a little corner bend up here. Otherwise, it was in perfect condition. So happy to have this. Came with download card, everything. And really good album. If you love Americana music, we're talking, Jason Isbell, Amanda Shires, Cody Jinks, things like that. I think this is worth giving a shot to her. She's really good. Has a very interesting, distinct voice, but just really good songwriter, and really enjoyed it. So Nikki Lane, Walk of Shame. And this one I forgot to show last week. I got this one last week, and I picked this up at Mill City Sound when I was doing my impromptu visit to the record store after visiting my dad in the hospital. This is Kisses the Elder. So I'd never heard this album before, and in talking to some of my Kiss friends, they said that they recommend getting the reissue version of it because they actually put the songs in the proper order on the reissue. I guess when they put out the original vinyl, whoever mixed or put the album together moved all the songs around so they weren't in the order that they should have been to tell the actual story. This is definitely a concept album, and apparently it was really weird to listen to when they first put it out, which probably fed to the fact that people didn't like it as much because the songs weren't in the order they were supposed to be to tell the story that they were trying to tell here. So he recommended that I get the reissue because not only does it sound great, but the songs were put in the proper order that they should have been in the first place. So this has been sitting at my local record store for some time, and I've eyed it for a lot of the time, but I didn't want to pay the price that they had on it because I can get one brand new for pretty much the same. But like I said last week, they had a 20% off sale, and so I got it for 20% off the sticker price, which made it much more affordable for me to go ahead and pull the trigger. I listened to it once. It's interesting. I definitely want to listen to it again. I didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty good. And of course, this has the song A World Without Heroes, which if you've heard the MTV Unplugged from Kiss, you've heard that song before. Great song. So I'm going to definitely give this more spins because like everyone says, it's totally different from what they were doing. They were going for concept album in the age of concept albums, and a lot of people really like this. So I'm going to give it more spins and give it more listens. The first listen, I was not turned off at all by it. Thought it was interesting. So definitely looking forward to that. Last but not least, I added another album to this catalog. This was recommended by people after posting the previous 3 albums of his. I got comments to say you should really check out more of the catalog, and this is the one that was recommended to me next. This is Elvis Costello's Imperial Bedroom, and this is the original master recording from MoFi. This I found on Amazon brand new, and it was $25 for a MoFi. I couldn't pass it up. It would have cost me about $22 to get a new copy of this anyway, so for an extra $3 to get the MoFi pressing, which apparently after posting it is the best sounding one they have, because most of the reissues didn't, I guess, sound very good. So glad I went this route and picked this up instead of looking for an older pressing or buying a brand new pressing. So Imperial Bedroom by Elvis Costello. This sounds fantastic, by the way. I put this on probably, I want to say probably Friday maybe Sunday. I can't remember. Days blur right now. But I put this on and listened to it and really enjoyed the sound quality and the music on here. So very happy with this. I think there's one other album that's been recommended to me, which is the next album that he released after this. So I think I have the first 4 albums that he released now, and I think people told me to check out the next one as well. So I'll be looking up that and looking for that to add to my collection too. But really cool to have this copy. Alright, so that is it for this week's vinyl editions. Not a whole lot, but again, I've been pretty distracted. I do have some stuff coming in the mail today, and later this week from people. I bought a couple things from auctions. I just want to say thank you to everybody in the vinyl community, on my Facebook page groups, on my Instagram, my everything, the community here, everyone who's reached out and told me that they were praying for my dad, and thinking of my family during this time. I truly appreciate it. You don't know how much that means when you're going through this. It means a lot. It just shows that this community really does care about its members, and so I want to thank you all so much for that. It's been great. The only thing I can ask for now is that we pray that my mom can deal with this well and move forward with life without my dad. They were married. It would have been 44 years next month that they've been married, and so this is going to be hard the next few weeks with Father's Day coming up and their wedding anniversary coming up. So we're going to try and get my mom out of the house on the anniversary and take her to dinner or something like that, just to kind of show her that we love her and that she's going to be okay, and we're going to be okay moving forward. So anyway, thank you all once again for everything. I want to say that it means a lot. It means a lot. I'm not sure what next Monday's going to bring. Next Monday is the funeral. So I'm going to try and record a video for next Monday, but it may not be a Vinyl Editions video at that time. I'll definitely get another one out, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that Monday with everything going on. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, and I'm sorry for being a downer on this video, so don't think that's what all the videos are like, but also leave comments below. Tell me about the albums that I show. What do you think of the Kiss the Elder? What do you think of the Elvis Costello album? Any of that stuff. If you've heard of Nikki Lane, Grace Potter, tell me your thoughts on those two as well. I love interacting with everybody in this community. You guys mean the world to me, so thank you, and until next time, keep spinning vinyl, friends.